Hi guys, it's Kiki Lover here coming at you from my YouTube channel. Today, my feelings were really hurt by a company that I wanted to do an interview for. The company's name is Orgasm Central TV. It is a guy who interviews sex workers, and I took the time out of my day to show up to this interview over Zoom meeting, and he made fun of me the whole time. The whole entire time he belittled me, was rude to me, made fun of my accents, and was just straight up an asshole. And I really hurted my feelings. I do interviews all the time. If anybody reaches out to me to do an interview, I'm like, okay, let's do it. I love the social media. I love to get my voice out there. But this person who runs the Orgasm Central TV, literally the whole time he belittled me. He made fun of my accent and told me I talk funny. I have an accent. I'm not, English is not my first language. And the whole time he made fun of me, and it was so rude. He was such a rude person. He was such a mean, evil human being. And it's so funny to me because he's not even, he's exotic as well. Why are you making fun of an accent? Why? I don't know. It just made me feel like I shouldn't have done that interview. I took the time out of my day, out of my doing my appointments and doing my job, out of lineups. I paused. I told my manager to put me on pause. I'm doing an interview for Orgasm Central TV. And when the owner, the guy that runs the thing, his YouTube channel and his Twitter, I thought he was sex worker positive. I thought he supported sex workers and all that stuff. But the whole time he just made fun of my accent, and it literally super hurt my feelings. And I did not appreciate that one bit. Not everybody that you're gonna interview has a white that's what he said to me. He was like, everybody I interview is white. Why are you being racist for? Some people have an accent. I do. And he made fun of me the whole time. To the point I literally had to shut the interview down. I was like, you know what? Go F yourself. I'm done with this. And I was really excited for it. I did my hair, I did my makeup. I was excited to be interviewed by him, Orgasm Central TV. And the whole time he just made fun of me and my accents. He's just like, you talk funny. Your accent is really horrible. It's really deep. Okay. So I told him to F himself, and I hanged up on the interview. But that still hurted my feelings because I was extremely I was super excited, looking forward to this interview with him. And I got my feelings hurt. And I don't feel like that was appropriate. If you're running a channel for sex workers, yes, you're gonna meet not all sex workers that have perfect English, no accents. None of them, not all of them is gonna be white girls that speak perfect English. And you're not allowed to make fun of your guests that have an accent. I have an accent. And he made fun of me over it. And that's not okay. If you wanna be sex worker inclusive, you're gonna involve, you have to be okay with some of the sex workers having an accent. And it really hurted my feelings, and it pissed me off, and it ruined my whole day. All day I was I'm gonna cry. And I don't want to cry. But it really hurted my feelings. Super. Not all the sex workers that you're gonna interview have perfect English. I have an accent. And he made fun of me over that. I don't know, my feelings are just hurt. and I was not expecting that at all. But at the same time, he's like a 24 years old, like he's early 20s, interviewing sex workers. But he needs to watch his manners and like have some open mind. I'm so sad now. Like, it ruined my whole day. It really did. It ruined my whole day because I was like so excited about it all week. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do an interview with Orgasm Central TV, and I was extremely looking forward to it, and I was excited about it. But as soon as I got on the Zoom meeting to do an interview with him, he started bullying me about my accent, and I was like, you know what, go F yourself, like forget about it. And that's the person that's supposed to like put our voice out there, sex workers, and he's bullying me about my accent. That's so rude. I don't know, I just wanted to speak about it. That was so mean. And I need the other sex workers to know that he's a fucking piece of shit. Sorry, he's an effing piece of shit. And he really hurted my feelings. Oh, you have an accent. Why do you talk funny? He asked me, why do you talk funny? I have an accent. Have you never heard of a fucking accent? English is not my first language. I speak Arabic, French, and English. That's not my first language. And the whole time, the whole interview, he's gonna cut it up and like only show the parts that I was talking because he cuts up the interviews. But at the same time, like the whole time, he was making fun of my accent. Why do you talk funny? Because I have an accent. And he like was so rude. That was the worst interview in my entire life. And I did like a couple here and there, like throughout the years. I did a bunch of interviews and I never been treated like that. To be made fun of for my accent, that was extremely inappropriate. And I just want to put it out there, if you have an accent, if you are a foreign girl, do not do an interview with him because he is such a fucking asshole. And he will make fun of your accent. So he just want like white girls with perfect non-accent English. Okay, that's what he wants. So he's like not sex worker inclusive. He just wants a group of girls that do not have an accent. That's okay, but you invited me to your little show, and then to make fun of my accent? That's not okay. That was not okay. It's not gonna ruin my whole day, but I'm just saying that was not okay. I was like looking forward to that and excited about it, but he's nobody. Like, he's nobody. I don't like that. I don't like racism. I do not like racism at all. And he was racist as fuck. He was racist towards me, and that's not okay. That is absolutely not okay. It's like really hurted my feelings. Why do you talk funny? Because I have an accent, darling. Get over it. I have an accent. English is not my first language. It's not my second language. It's my third language. And then I sent him a message after I like hanged up on him on his interview, because the whole time he was belittling me and making fun of me and bullying me about my accent. He's gonna cut that off of the interview, of course. But I felt extremely uncomfortable, and he was just making fun of my accent, and I was like, you know what, go F yourself, and I hanged up the Zoom interview. And then I like on Twitter, I messaged him. I was like, that was not okay. Like, you cannot make fun of my accent. Like, that was bullying. Like, I took time out of my day to do the interview with you, and the whole time you just was so rude to me and mean to me and making fun of my accent. And then he said to me, oh, I was just joking. I was just joking with you. That's not funny. We're doing an interview. Like, we're not friends. I'm not your buddy. I just came on here to do an interview with you. And the whole time you was making fun of my accent. That's not okay. I'm not your friend. Like, he said to me, oh, I was just messing around. I was just joking. That's not a joke. Do you think this shit is funny? You making me feel uncomfortable to the point I had to hang up from the interview? That's not funny. I didn't take it as a joke. But anywho, like, racism still exists. And that's rude that's mean, and do not make fun of people for their accents. That's not a joke. A joke would be like a joke. You making fun of my accent is not a fucking joke. I took the time out of my day. I'm on shift at my job at the Bunny Ranch. I'm on shift, and I told my manager, give me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to like be excused from doing my job so I can do this interview with Orgasm Central TV. I took the time out of my day, my job, to do this interview with him. And the whole time he was making fun of my accent. And then when I messaged him, oh, that was extremely rude. That made me like, why were you making fun of my accent? He's like, oh, that was a little joke. That's not a joke. That's not a joke. That's not funny. That wasn't funny. You bullying me about my accent was not funny at all. That hurted my feelings to the point for me to like, I don't want to cry. For me to like give up the interview and say, go F yourself and hang up. That was not a joke. Yes, I have an accent. English is not my first or second language. That's my third language. Like, this person should be shut down before he's trying to take advantage of like sex workers, but he also wants like only girls that speak perfect English. And he made me feel like extremely belittled. He made me feel extremely belittled and extremely hurt. And I don't like to cry, but he really hurted my feelings. And he was extremely racist towards me for my accent. For my accent, like, he's so rude. I don't know. So I just want to put this out there for any girls, sex workers that have an accent. This guy is a piece of shit. And that's, fuck your little interview, fuck your little channel, and go F yourself.